Okay, Miss Christie, I got the sourdough out of the fridge. What do I have to do now?
Well, when the sourdough sits in the fridge, it gets cold and it gets kind of dormant. So we need to wake it up.
You need to wake up the sourdough.
Yes, we need to do that. I forgot something though, so I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, well, I can wake up sourdough. How hard is it to wake up? Okay, sourdough, it's time to wake up, buddy. Time to wake up. It's time to wake up the sourdough. Wake up now. Come on. You're in the fridge and now it's warm. Now it's warm. It's time to wake up the sourdough. Woo! Time to wake up. Wake up. I got this. Time to wake up. Ah. Oh, good morning. Look what I have for you. Look at that. A big cup of joe to wake you up in the morning. There you go. So I'll leave you with that, and then you can wake up. Okay? Okay. I'll leave you with that. Come on. We gotta get up. Get up. School bus is here. Let's go. Come on. The school bus is here. You gotta wake up. School bus. Come on. Come on. You're gonna miss the bus. You're gonna miss. Come on, wake up! Come on! It's time to wake up! Come on! Come on! Come on! Look what I got. Wakey, wakey, it's bacon. Time to wake up. You want the bacon. Come on. Bacon! It's bacon! 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 Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Birds are up. Come on. Birdie, birdie. Come on. The birdies are up. It's time to wake up. Come on. It's time to wake up. Come on. Time to wake up. Hello in there. Wake up. Oh. Wake up. 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 Oh, this works on my teenager. That's why you wake up. Christy said I had to wake you up. Why don't you wake up? It's time to wake up. Please just wake up. Please just wake up. Wake up. I don't know what it's going to take, but here's 20, 40, 60 bucks, 80 is all I got. 80. I need to save for 100 bucks. Come on, wake up now. 100 bucks.
Taz, what are you doing?
Nothing. Depends. Why? I just trying to wake up the sourdough. You told me to wake up the sourdough, so I tried everything to wake up the sourdough, and it's still like pretty much asleep.
That's not how you wake up sourdough.
How do you wake up sourdough then?
You gotta feed it.
Well, why didn't you just say feed the sourdough? I can feed the sourdough. I got this. Come on, little buddy. You gotta eat something. You want some of my banana? I'll share. Share's eat. No. See, all your friends are here, and they want to make a sandwich, and we need you to make the bread. So you're very important in this, because I'm going to get in trouble if I don't feed. Christy's coming. Hey, it's Big Daddy Tazz and Miss Christy. Say hi, Miss Christy.
Hello.
So what we're going to do is teach you how to feed the starter for the sourdough, and we're going to actually split it to give it some to somebody else, and we're going to feed that and then give it to them. So step number 1, Miss Christy,
is get the starter from the fridge.
Be right back. That's peanut butter. There we go. Starter from the fridge. This is the starter?
Yes.
Awesome.
We just keep a very small amount in our fridge because if you have a big volume of your starter, it takes more to feed it.
Oh, okay.
So if you keep just a little bit, you don't have to feed it very much. It doesn't cost you very much to feed it.
Okay, and then also the more if you kept feeding the same amount, this is to keep growing. It would be
right. So
okay.
Normally you would take out at least half and just throw it away, or if you were going to use it, you would start growing it, right?
Okay.
So
we're going to take about half of this.
Yep.
Okay, so here's the setup that you told me to get. I got basically a 1 cup jar that we're going to put half of this in there.
Yeah.
We've got some water, Jackson Springs water we use, and we've got some flour, and that's all we need.
The flour is all-purpose unbleached.
Unbleached, right? All-purpose unbleached flour.
Yeah. That's the flour that we chose to build our starter with, and so it's used to consuming that type of flour. Yeah. You can change flours, but you kind of have to be a little bit gentle about it and introduce it to your starter kind of slowly.
A little bit. Like trying to feed a cat.
Right. I don't have any experience in that. That's just what I've read online. And as for the water, you want to use something... We're using Jackson Springs, but that you don't have to be that fancy. That's what we have in our cooler here. And... But you just want to be mindful of tap water. So if you're using tap water, remember that it has chlorine in it, yeah. And that can kind of have an impact on your yeasts. So if you're going to use tap water, I would just leave it out to breathe off some of that chlorine.
Or you can boil it, and then you could boil it probably, and then... Will that boiling do it?
I don't know about that. But I'm pretty sure that if you run it through a Brita filter or just leave it on your counter to breathe off the chlorine gas for...
Off-gas the chlorine.
Yeah, for a day or two. That should probably be fine.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to take... I need this, and I need this for this probably, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this being a fork and a spoon. If you don't have forks and spoons... You shouldn't be baking by yourself.
Yeah. So this is coming out of the fridge. We just baked with it the other day, so it still looks pretty fresh and normal. But sometimes if it's been sitting in the fridge for a week or two between feedings, it will have a liquid that can be a little bit grayish laying on top. And you can just pour that off, or you can mix it back in. It's not dangerous. It's kind of like alcohol. If you smell it, it's going to be kind of...
It smells like it's fermenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you can either pour it off or just mix it back in. Your choice. Most of the time, I think I just pour it off, so...
Okay.
All right.
So now, do I give this a stir?
Yeah, give that a stir. We're going to...
I can't stir too much or whatever. It doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, we're going to stir it. Oh, it's very sticky.
Yeah, it's... At this point, like I said, we only baked with it a couple days ago, so it's still relatively fresh in there. If it was a week or two in, it would be a little bit looser, less sticky. So...
Okay, so we've got... We're choosing to use these sort of mason-ish type of jars.
Yeah.
Probably is a mason jar. So this is one, and it's been cleaned.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously. There's no jam left in it, is what we're saying. So you said take about half of this?
Yeah, you want half in each jar right now.
Okay, you're going to have to help me with how much is half?
It's just ballpark it, Tazzy. It's
okay.
So if you think about it, people were doing sourdough long before the pressures of the internet were there to make things perfect.
Okay.
So you go by feel.
Okay.
Don't worry about...
I think that's about half. Oh, so what you're saying is that you don't have to be super accurate, because with part of it is my OCD too, love, right? I mean, it's I need exactly half. Just like I got to get all this off, otherwise... Oh, well. Okay.
See.
Okay.
You're going to be using that fork anyway, so you didn't need to clean it up.
What do you think? About half, or a little bit more in one?
That looks good to me.
Okay.
So if you notice my old fridge jar, like I've been using that for a while. There is a lot of dried gunk around the sides. I don't worry about it. It is all part of it. If it gets super thick and it's getting hard to have enough room to stir, then I usually try to pry it off and maybe put it into a fresh jar. But it's not, like I maybe change the jar twice a year, maybe. So,
like my underwear.
No.
That's not correct at all.
Gross.
So are we done with the starter now?
No. We need to feed it.
Feed this one.
Yeah,
okay.
We need to feed both of them.
Okay, so we're going to give them a little drink first?
Yeah, a little drink.
Okay, and you said, correct me if I'm wrong, because you will, about half, so about equal amounts water to the starter that's in there.
Yeah, because I never use any measurements. Like I said, if you were on the
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
If you were, lugging this up to the Yukon when you're going gold mining, you're not going to have...
Oh, the measuring tapes and things like that.
Yeah.
Measuring tapes. Well, let's see how deep that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was all, pretty much it was all estimate-ish.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And so, should I be doing them both at the same time? Or should
Yeah,
I do one at a time?
I do both at the same time.
Okay, so get about, there, I think that's enough water. You take a quick gander in there. I might have put a little bit too much in there.
It's not really coming up on camera, but
that's okay.
It looks okay. It might be a little bit too much,
Should I
but
pour a little bit out, or?
a
little bit.
Yeah, pour a little bit out of that one.
Okay, should I
Same with that one.
I poured too much out. Should I add some more in? No, I'm teasing. There we go.
It might be like a couple tablespoons worth of water if
Okay.
you're... And now we're going to add flour to match and make... so what I usually aim for is I start with a heaping tablespoon.
Okay.
And...
Heaping like that?
Yeah,
okay.
That's good.
Put it in?
Yep.
I'm putting it in?
Yep.
Okay.
We can always add a little bit more
And then
water if we need it.
To both of them at the same time?
Same time.
Okay. Is that heaping enough, do you think?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Like I said, it's all about... And then I'll mix her up?
Yeah, mix it up. So the goal here...
Here, I'll get right there. Can you... Is that...
Is you want to mix it, and you don't want to see it too liquidy. So we need more flour. We had too much water in there. So, like I said, I do it kind of by feel as opposed to by...
By measurement?
Yeah.
Well, that comes with experience too, right?
Yeah.
I think recipes are made for people that don't really know. They're maybe... Here, I'll move this out of the way for you. They don't really know what they're doing, right? So they...
More flour.
More flour?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, I put way too much water in.
So the goal here that I go for is when I'm mixing it, I want to see the bottom kind of peeking through.
Okay, so we need more flour then.
A little bit more flour. You're getting close.
I'm getting close.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once you get going, it's going to be by feel, and you're probably going to nail it 9 times out of 10. So that's looking really good.
Yeah,
so it's
a little bit more flour, do you think, or I'm not seeking the bottom. I'm not seeking the bum. I'm seeing the bottom poke through.
Well, if this was going back into the fridge for a week or two, I might make it really, really
thick,
like thicker than this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be making more starter for somebody else.
Okay,
so the more flour you put in there, the longer it is going to
we'll need to
have
feed
food.
on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There, so it's poking through a little bit there. See?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can cross contaminate.
Yep.
Well, I guess so. There are from the now definitely I'm going to need more flour in here. I can tell you right now, just by what you were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. I might have accidentally got.
Actually, that one's looking really good.
Well, that's because I'm a professional. Oh, there you go.
Maybe a little bit more.
Okay. Well, that's my phone ringing. I'm going to let you do that while I shut it off.
I can't.
Okay, there we go. I'll do that. That was just me forgetting to turn the phone off. And that was my, that's Wee Beast, of course, calling us instead of walking in from the shop to here.
Yeah, that one's looking really good. So you notice when he's stirring it that it's not a dough, but it's a sticky, stretchy thing where you're seeing the bottom quite a bit as he's stirring it.
There you go. How's
right?
that?
So it's not, you wouldn't want to touch that with your hands because it's still going to be really, really sticky and goopy, but it's also not like liquid enough to pour.
Okay, so I guess this little bit that I'm trying to get
don't
up
worry
on.
about it, Tazzy.
Okay, I'll just try this. Oh, it doesn't taste like bread yet.
No, it wouldn't.
Oh, man. Okay, well, you knew I was going to do that, too.
So you can see one is actually more liquid than the other just by looking at it here. So this one is more liquid than this one. And that's okay because we're going to be working with this one again later today. And this one is going home to a new home today. So If they want, they can put this one into the fridge until they're ready to start working with it. It's got plenty of flour in it to feed it for a while. And so if you are working with your starter to build it up so that you can bake with it, at this point, what I would do is I would cover it with a coffee filter and an elastic band. And oh, Tazzy. A coffee filter or an elastic band, and set it on the counter or someplace kind of warm-ish, like up above your refrigerator. It's usually nice and warm from the refrigerator. And then feed it at least one more time during the day. You can feed it every 8 to 12 hours when you're prepping it to start to bake with it. And what you want to do before you start making your what do they call it? Your sponge, I guess, for that you need to bake with. If you keep your starter in the fridge like I do, you want to give it a couple days of doing this exact thing that we just did, just feeding the little bit until it's really nice and bubbly and doubling at least in size before you start prepping it to actually bake with. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense, right?
Okay.
You're gonna have to. And what we'll do is we'll make a little PDF for them to be able to download as well.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Now that my alarm is now that my son is not calling us from the, you know what he called? Said, "Hey, are you guys filming anything?" Yeah, we are. And then the other was an alarm to remind us that my friend is coming to pick this up.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It was too bright, sorry.
That's it. I'm too bright?
Yeah, you gotta move.
Oh, you want me to move this way? There
Yes.
you go. Do I look any...
Too bright the other way.
Too bright there?
Gotta get right in the middle.
Right in the middle? We are professional. And if you need us to film anything for you, you probably should find anybody else. So that's how you get your starters separated, so you can give some to a friend so they can make some awesome sourdough like Miss Christie's sourdough, and how to feed your sourdough. And there'll be some more other instructional videos coming up in a little bit. And yeah, if you like us, follow us. And if you don't, you keep that to yourself, because nobody wants anything negative, do we? Talk to you soon.